Bet. So today is November 14th, 2025, and I'm doing this breakdown a little bit late. This is Wednesday's trade on November 12th, and right now, as you can see, we're in a different location. We're actually over here in Miami. I gotta, grab the computer and show you guys around. I was trying to do this breakdown before it got dark, but I was just busy doing other things. I ended up getting to the house, to the B&B that I'm renting a little bit later on. And bro, time flew by. There's hella traffic out here, but we having fun, right? So right now on Wednesday, I was looking at a 15-minute setup on gold. I saw this demand setup right here on the 15-minute, right? So right here I see price pushing up, breaking this high and breaking this other recent high right here. I drew my zone right here, my demand zone, from the start of this gap right here to the bottom of this wick right here, the bottom of this wick, which will include the whole demand zone, right? We can also see the 3 MAs are lined up correctly. So once I saw this, I was just waiting for price to come back to my zone. Then I just waited. Boom, price hit my zone. And right here, as soon as I saw price hit my zone and started rejecting, especially rejecting, god damn, bro, Miami, and I saw price rejecting off this 50 MA, I started looking for buy opportunities. So I believe I set my entry right here, and obviously our first target is 1-to-1, and then our second target is 2 times our risk. So let's see what happened. Boom. Right here, price still didn't break that candle high. Boom. And then this candle broke the candle high. So as soon as this candle opened up and broke this candle high, I got in the trade. I set my stop loss underneath the rejection candle. And from there, we were just waiting. So my 1-to-1 target was here. Let's see. So this is my 1-to-1 target. Boom. And then my 1-to-2 target, which is 2 times my risk, was here. Boom. So from here, I'm already in the trade, right? The candle broke the high. Let me zoom in a little bit. So if you know the strategy that I'm trading and you have taken my program, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you know what I mean when I say the candle broke the recent candle high, price rejecting of the zone, price broke the recent structure high. So we're looking for buys. We're looking for buys on gold based off this demand setup that was spotted, right? And 3 MAs are in our favor, which they're underneath price, which is showing that momentum is pushing price up, right? So as soon as the candle that opened broke the recent candle high, I got in the trade, and from there we were just waiting. And then price was basically just dancing around. Right here, almost hit my TP1, and price was just dancing around, kept faking out, doing all these, immense candles that were just going up, and then at the same time, like let's say a couple seconds later, started pushing down crazy, like almost hitting my stop loss, literally, as you can see with this wick. And yeah, so with this candle, price hit my take profit 1. Boom. So price hit my take profit 1. As soon as price hit take profit 1, I closed out partials, and I moved my stop loss probably right here. I didn't move it too close, and I was just waiting because I see that price is being very volatile and moving crazy, so I didn't want to put my stop loss too close, just in case price decided to come down one more time and retest the zone before going and taking off. So I was just waiting right here, bam, and then this candle opened up. And price started shooting up. So as soon as I see price shooting up and it passed this last candle high, I broke even. The trade, and these planes are loud as hell, bro. God damn. So I broke even the trade right here, and I was just holding. I hold my last position because I already closed out half of the trade at 1-to-1, and then the other half of the trade I was just holding. And I see this candle is pushing up with a lot of momentum, so I'm just holding that. I'm holding, and at the same time I'm trailing my stop loss. So I'm moving my stop loss. Right, let's say my stop loss is here at break even. I move my stop loss all the way here. Boom. Once I see that this candle surpassed my 1-to-2 target, my second target, I move my stop loss to my first target. So just in case price come back down, I get out the trade, the full trade at my 1-to-1 target, right? But the candle kept going up crazy, bro. So I was like, okay, damn, I'm gonna stay holding. So I stayed holding the trade. And then right here, once I saw price, once price reached this zone and it started rejecting off a little bit, I closed out the trade. So I closed out the trade basically at 3 times my risk. That's basically like 3 times my risk. I closed the trade. Well, the last portion that was left in the trade. And this was a pretty big day. It wasn't, a big winning day, but it was bigger than my usual normal days, which I normally make like $500 to $400 in one day in a trade. But in this trade in particular, I ended up making like $700. So, that was pretty dope. Made a little bit more than usual, and I ended up closing the remaining partials of the trade that I left. I ended up closing the remaining partials at 1-to-3, which is 3 times my risk around here, and ended up making $700 for the day. So that was fun. I'll show you guys right here as well. This was November 2025. This was for Wednesday. See, for Wednesday I closed out half of the trade at 1-to-1, around a little bit over 1-to-1, which was like $200, and then the rest I hold it, and I ended up making $500 on the little bit of partials that I left on the trade after closing half at my 1-to-1 target, for a total of $745 for the day. And yeah, and that was Wednesday's trade on November 12th, 2025. And yeah, that was Wednesday's trade breakdown. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me for more.